All right. The clock has struck midnight. It is 4 o'clock, and we are live in Las Vegas. Not really here. We are live from the Can Cave. Welcome to episode 6 of the Sunday Sesh. If my voice sounds trash, I'm very sorry. We're going to blame the Hilltop hoods for that. But yeah, great concert last night. Took the family out. Got out of P1 in record time. We'll talk about that in a second. And we've got the Dogs and the Dragons going hard at it in Vegas. How good is it to have the footy back? How good is it to be back? I hope everyone had a great week, and let's rock and roll. So the Knights have already proven me wrong, unfortunately. Great footy analyst I am. The Knights have given it to the Dogs. I would normally come here hat in hand and apologise to all the Knights viewers for the crap that I've been giving them so far, but let's not be stupid. They were playing the Cowboys, who are also rubbish. It's a dead set race to the bottom. So why would we? Ponga looked good, we think, but who really knows? And let's every bloody week. There we go. There we go. Just had to make sure the stream was on. Every bloody week with the technical difficulties. So I'll tell you it all, Doggies versus St. George. Boys are fired up. I'm not very happy about it, obviously. I've picked the Dragons to come last and the Knights to come second last. The Knights towered up the Cowboys. Look, it's I'm waiting for Steve Leary to get on here because no doubt he will. We might talk more about the Knights then, but Jesus, the Cowboys look rough. Todd Payton's 100% going to be the first one sacked. Their attack was terrible. They're too good a team to be attacking so poorly. Too good a team to be attacking so poorly. Sorry to repeat myself like Michael Ennis. The good news about Vegas, Blocker's not commentating. The bad news for everybody else, we got Vossi and Cronk, two of the top three most hated in the commentator polling. So Matty John sounds like he's had 9 trillion schooners while he's been over there. His voice is worse than mine. Fuck, the Dragons are carrying on. It's round 1, boys. Settle down. Settle down. So as always, guys, the chat is live. So feel free to jump in, have an opinion, have a say. We're just here to hang out while the footy's on. That's the whole point of the podcast. We'll talk a bit of rubbish while we're doing it. I did play golf today, unsuccessfully yet again. We'll talk about that in a second. We'll say goodbye to an Australian sporting legend who passed away this week. We'll do the Book of Feuds. I've got a pretty obvious one today, but one I'm very passionate about, especially today. We'll do our round 1 tips for the rest of the NRL. I'm already 0 from 1. I fucking suck in tipping competitions. Reckon you know footy, but I can't tip a winner. I had the Cowboys by 14. I have tipped the Dogs to win this game by 327. So, and when Jacob Preston scored the first try, it looked like it could easily happen because, God, that was an easy try. Galvin's looking all right at halfback. Here go the Dogs. Oh, Connor Tracy's down. Means I'll put Crichton at fullback, hopefully. Yep, we'll get through the rest of the tips and we'll touch on a bit of other men's stuff at the end of the podcast. But how's everyone enjoying the footy? How good is it to be back? Played golf with a couple of lads today I hadn't met before. They were pumped for it. They were pumped for it. In fact, it ruined one of the blokes I was playing with, his whole goal in life is to break 80 off a stick in a game of golf. And unbeknownst to him, he was on track to do it up the mighty blue and red. Steve Leary's here. Hello, Steve Leary. I was waiting for you. Anyway, so Roscoe, the Pom, his whole goal in life is to break 80 off a stick in a round of golf. We start off poorly. Everyone's a bit frustrated, but unbeknownst to him, with 2 holes to go, he was well on track to do it. And then he turned the bloody footy on. So I only saw the second half of the night's game, Steve, because golf went a little bit longer than it was supposed to. Uh, but so the last two holes ruined Roscoe and he finished on 80. He didn't even know the doughy prick. And he's given me updates up the 18th about how good Kalen Ponga is going and Fletcher Sharp blowing his knee out. So the poor bastard would have broke 80 for the first time. Didn't do it. Footy brought him undone. But that's why we love rugby league. How good is rugby league? How good is rugby league? Oh, Preston just got smashed. So, Steve, I was going to come here cap in hand, mate. I was going to come here and say sorry to all the Knights fans because the other Steve I'm feuding with has also been absolutely into me via the text on my text messages this afternoon. But you know what? I'm not sorry. You still suck. You beat the Cowboys, mate, and the Cowboys are just as bad. Cowboys look really, really bad, but come on, we're not getting it carried away week one, Steve Leary, can we? Surely not. How did you rate their performance, mate? Apart from the win in the real stakes, how was their performance? What I saw, so I've had a couple of people tell me that Fletcher Sharp absolutely brained them in the first 20. I did have a laugh during the week and I put a post up about the Knights being clowns for not starting Sandon Smith as their halfback. I'll stick by that. How they went into the game without their best halfback playing halfback beggars belief. Absolute clown show. But apparently Sharp was best on field for the first 20. I really like him as a player. I rate him. The past 2 years he's been my super coach special. Not this year though, too expensive. One from one, baby, let it ride. You sound very happy, Steve. You sound very happy to be alive, mate. I'm happy for you. I think you got us. You got Manly in 2 weeks, I think. We'll see how that potty goes. I might not turn up. Give everyone what they want. The bits I saw, mate, I think Ponga and Fletcher fire. They had no answer for Sharp. Yeah, well, the Cowboys don't have much answer for anything. That's my point. From what I saw, Ponga extremely dominant, way too dominant for the good of the team after a while. They're paying a bloke $13 million who's supposed to be the dominant half. If they can get that right, they'll be dangerous. They'll be dangerous. They're always dangerous as long as Ponga's on the field. That's the one thing that saves them every single year. Ponga gets them more wins than they should probably get. But he also has been getting hurt the last 2 seasons. So forward pack apparently aimed up for the first 20, Steve. I'm absolutely spewing. I got distracted by golf and I meant to swap Trey Mooney into my Supercoach team, but forgot to do it. He got a try. He scored 85 points. I'm behind from the get-go. That can't be good. And then Drinky, I fucking vice-captain Drinky, thinking he'd have 9 million points because, again, you're playing the Knights. He had 20. Went off with busted ribs. Do we rate Connor Tracy as a fullback? I don't know. I don't know if he's a starting fullback. Yeah, Safidi and Mooney very strong. Yeah, nothing much behind him though, was there, Stevo? Safidi was a good player, man. Safidi was great, good Central Coast lad. Another bloody good Central Coast lad. If I had an all Central Coast team, or God, we'd have some players. Just off the top of my head, Connor Watson, Ethan Strange, James Maloney, Chris Heinington, the Safidi brothers. Fuck, who else? There's a heap of them from the coast. We're nearly full of team. Cam Wilson doesn't rate a start. Captain of the Tookley Kookaburra under 12Bs. Who's going bin deer? Oh, is this Crichton? Oh, Crichton's going to go. Crichton's going to go. Oh, no. Crichton's going to go. What? They're not sin binning him? They're not sin binning him. What about old mate who took Ponga's head off? Hey, explain to me this. How the hell doesn't Kalen Ponga go to the head bin? How doesn't he go off for a HIA after getting beheaded by Braden Burns? You would have thought in the fallout of what happened with Elise Katoa that any fucking slight knocks to the head at all, straight off, and they left him on. Who are you talking about there? Steve's got the grub in him. Oh, the boys are going off. City and Dragons. You know who won't be in there? Gutho. Snowflake. Gutho's a snowflake. So golf today, I believe the weather app, which we'll talk about later in the Book of Feuds, Crichton. Yeah, he does. He's got a little bit in him. I don't think that was a grubback, though. The fullback was falling, but he's still got to go to the bin. I'll tell you who does have some grub in him. Oh, Gibbs his ear. The two Steves I'm feuding with. Well, isn't this a very fucking romantic outing? Steve Gibbs and Steve Leary, for fuck's sake, the two Knights supporters. Just for the record, Gibbs, I don't actually believe Ponga's a bum. And heaps of people say he can't play, which is just fucking stupid. Of course he can play. He's a great player. Not on the field enough. And I worry you got to worry about his head knocks, don't you? You definitely got to worry about his head knocks. We only sing when we're winning. Well, I haven't heard you sing very often, so that's good. That's good. You two can have a great old chat over there. How the fuck? Yeah, so Steve Gibbs, I still don't know how Ponga fucking didn't get binned for a HIA, and I don't know how Crichton stays on the field just then. I'm very confused. How good is it not to have Blocker commentating though? We'll get the names right. I still cannot believe that Vossi has come second in the voting. It's done my head in. Did your golf score start with a 9 today? And yes, Ponga should be HIA. Yeah, mate, I only count Stableford points, all right? We're not counting off a stick. I only count off a stick if it's under 90. 90 on the dot. Fuck, I hit 90 a lot. 90 off a stick again. 34 points, which it was very, very lucky to get 34 points. I had a chip-in birdie on the 15th, which gave me a couple of points, and I parred the last, which was mainly par for the day. Everything else was a bogey or double bogey. 4 double bogeys, and probably only one of them wasn't warranted. The double bogey on the 17th, Steve Gibbs shouldn't happen. That was it. I missed a 1 foot putt, 3 putt for bogey. So 34 points, it's not going to do me any favours in getting me closer to that 15 by the end of this month. Is it March today? I think it's March today. We'll be close to March today. Didn't play well. I don't know what's going on, but still had 34 points, which tells me I should be going a bit better than I am. Fuck the boys I played with, though. One was off 4, one was off 11, and fuck, they played like I've never seen so many birdies. I'll never get those birdies when I'm playing with you, Steve Gibbs, ever. Why couldn't you? You didn't. I don't. Did you show me any birdie sauce? I don't think you did. Yeah, fuck you, Gutho. Gherkin dip. I haven't eaten gherkin dip, Stevo. Have you? Clearly you have. I'm not a big gherkin guy, eh? I tell you what I have fucking been partial to. When you're saying gherkins, like Macca's gherkins are the fucking worst thing ever invented. My missus is a fiend for them. My missus will eat the gherkins off everyone else's burger. But I can't fucking cop Macca's gherkins. What I can cop is those pickled baby cucumbers, so like pickles, or if you're having a proper American burger, the proper pickles, that's not gherkins, eh? They're different things. They're pickles. What's pickles? Gherkins are Macca's or gherkins are pickles? Just a reminder, everyone, the chat's live. If you want to jump in now, we're trying to work out the difference between pickles and gherkins. Come on, dogs. I've I've picked the dogs by 327. Not going well. Gherkins are more what you're describing, the cucumber things. No, Macca's is pickles. Reckon? Fletcher Sharp, not ACL, most probably meniscus. Yeah, I was going to talk about him. So, how was his combination with how was his combination with Dylan Brown? Fletcher Sharp's boys. I didn't see it. Because the first thing I thought when Sharp did his knee was shit. Like I love him as a player, so no good, but it forces him to put Sandon Smith into halfback, which I think is a good thing. Sandon should be your halfback, and if it means that the $13 million man doesn't play, then fucking so be it. Who who's that hard? By the way, Gibbsy, who's that hard up for fucking gherkins that they have to make it into a dip? Wouldn't you just get gherkins? I don't reckon I'm going straight for fucking gherkin dip as my choice. What's your favorite dips? Favorite dips? Mm, I'm partial to a hummus. I'm partial to a hummus dip. I love anything salsa. Salsa, if can we does salsa count as a dip? You dip your susus in it. I'm a salsa guy. Mexican's my favorite food. Anything with salsa on it, I'm in. You can get those dips that have got oh, they're pretty much Mexican dips. Yeah, sweet chili Phillies a go. Sweet chili Phillies a go. Spicy capsicum. Yeah, you boys are talking my language now. You've thrown me a bit with the fucking gherkin dip. Mexican five-layer dip. Now we're talking. That's what I was trying to think of. There's a Mexican dip, where you can, yeah, fucking oath. The boys are on fire with the cheese on top, refried beans. Yeah, but you can't buy that one, eh? There's a Mexican one you can buy that's layered. There's a Mexican one you can buy. Whenever anyone makes a fucking like a guacamole just on it, just a guac. Guac's a good dip. Get a bit of a spicy guac. Galvin's playing a fair bit of 580. Oh, oof, you're joking. What am I joking about? Googling now. Oh, that wasn't forward. That wasn't fucking forward. Right, half time in the footy. That wasn't forward. There's no way that was a forward pass. Absolutely kidding. Oh, on the pulled pork. I'm supposed to get on the smoker every Sunday. It's supposed to be Smoker Sunday at the Wilson household, but golf's kind of got in the way. I've got a Traeger, it's got an app, so I could, if what I really need to do is get up even earlier than I already do for an early tee off for golf, chuck the ribs on the smoker. I can control it all from my phone while I'm playing golf, and they'd nearly be ready by the time I get back. Slow cooked meat on the smoker, I don't think there's anything better. I don't think there's anything better. All right, it's half time in the footy. So let's tip some out for Makybe Diva, shall we? Australian sporting legend died yesterday. Three-time Melbourne Cup winner, one of the absolute greats, 27 years old. Got colic and died real quick, apparently. Wasn't a fast, wasn't a meant to be thing. She wasn't meant to be ill. What a racehorse, though. What a racehorse. Cannot say I ever won any money off her. Who bets on the Melbourne Cup, really? Apart from your sweeps, you never pick the winner in a cup. What about anyone else out there? Do you ever have a win on Makybe Diva? One of the greats. One of the greats. And the way she won too. You just don't have that anymore. Like, when's another horse going to win three of them? Or multiple even? You don't seem to have that anymore. Granted, I don't follow the horses as closely as I used to. My family's got race horses. They're fairly heavily involved, but I've got enough things to distract me with without getting on the pun, I think. Uh, so shout out to Makybe Diva. Bit upset that the Dragons are even making this close. All right, Mitchy Barnett. Mitchy Barnett's asked for a release from the Warriors. Can't the Warriors lose a front row? So they lost AFB to the Sharks. Now they're going to lose Mitch Barnett just as he come good. Yes, they got James Fisher Harris across, but that's going to be a big loss for them. Already struggling team. And I reckon it's going to turn into a bit of a shit fight too. So initially, when the reports first came out, it was, oh, he's free to go for family reasons and we support him and we're family first. But I think once people started talking about some of the teams he was going to, the Warriors have thought, fucking hang on a second, we better make sure we're getting something for this. So now they've put similar conditions on it as Para have for Lomax. They want players, man. They want players. But big loss for a team that's already struggling. I think the Warriors are in for a rough year. Where does he land? Well, if he's really going home for family reasons, you Knights boys there might pick up a fucking very good front rower. You might pick up a very good front rower and don't just need him. My God, do you need a front rower? People saying Broncos because of Madge, but fuck, I don't know if anyone, I don't know if Madge is going to be in the job long enough. I don't know. We'll see how the Broncos go early doors, but I've got grave fears for Madge's future after this year. So I don't know if Mitchy Barnett's going to the Bronx. Fuck, Manly need a front row though. I did make a joke on the socials about him starting for Manly. I reckon he plays 1 year for Manly and then the Bears pick him up. If he's really over here for family reasons, he can't really go to Perth, can he? Big loss for the Warriors. Wonder what it is about over there. A lot of players leave and come back. I guess it's what you're into. I get most of them are Aussies and they got family over here, most of the ones that are returning. But I They're getting paid good coin. It's not that far away. It seems to be a great lifestyle over there, albeit cold. Queenstown's the coldest place on God-given earth. I've been to Queenstown once in the middle of winter. Never again. Never again. Didn't even get to play golf over there. Coldest place on earth. You don't know what cold is till you've been there, I don't reckon. Siberia might be colder. Fucking Queenstown in the middle of winter. Shocking. Absolutely shocking. So I hope for the Knights fans, the two that are listening, that you guys get Mitch Barnett. I don't really, well, I guess I hope he goes to Manly, but I don't think it's a thing. I hope Seabold gets a sack. Gibbsy's texted me the difference between pickle. There you go. Gherkins, burger, pickles. Yeah, right. I think I'm into the gherkins then. I think I'm into the gherkins, Gibbs. But why? You got a problem you need to tell us about, mate? Are you eating gherkins with gherkin dip? Tell us about the. Gibbsy sent me a photo of a jar of gherkins, jar of burger pickles. No, see, I like when they chop up a gherkin, slice a gherkin down the middle and chuck it on a burger. I'll tell you what I do with my steaks when I'm cooking them at home. Bit of Philly cheese steak. I'll um I'll coat my steak in chili, jarred chili, jar of chili from Coles. I'll cook one side and then I'll flip it over, cover the other side in chili, and then I'll put 3 or 4 gherkins, we're going to call them here, but they're baby cucumbers, split on top, couple of layers of cheese. Then I'll just let it all melt on top. Beautiful, mate. Chili Philly cheese steaks. Mrs. loves them. Got the kids into them now. Can cook meat. Can cook meat. Yeah, but the young fella eats them, but why so many? You got gherkins, pickles, and then gherkin dip. Who's the gherkin fiend? I can cook, Gibbs. Gibbsy's telling me I'm a catch. All right, who's the rest of the games for round one? Storm Eels. Storm Eels. A lot at stake for Storm and the Eels. Who we got? I know who Steve Leary's got. He loves the Storm. I've tipped Para. Although, so we're going against history. So we're going to tip, because we hate the Storm so much, we're going to tip fucking Para. Storm haven't lost a round one game for 25 years. Craig Bellamy's never lost a round one game. Still going Para. I reckon the Storm are cooked. Absolutely cooked. And I reckon if Para's going to go any good, they've got to get off to a good start. So I've tipped the Eels. We're doing this too without any of the teams being named. Chicken crimpies, cube cheese, gherkin dip, and Twiggy sticks. Real man's cheese platter. Steve Leary's got the Eels. Why none of your jerky there, Gibbsy, though? Steve Gibbs of Jerky G fame. I'm going to have to order some bags, mate. I fucking need something to eat while I'm doing this. Eels 13 plus. Roots only away side this week. I don't know what that means. Gibbs, Eels 13 plus might be a bit of a stretch, Steve Leary. I'll go Eels 1 to 12. I'll go Eels. I'll go 18-12. 18-12 is the score for the Eels. Warriors Roosters. Warriors Roosters in New Zealand. Yeah. I reckon the Roosters put a score on them. I reckon Roosters. I reckon 30-10 Roosters. Fucking Roosters. I've gone, I don't know if you boys super coach, but I've gone against everyone's going Cleary or Hines for their halfback in super coach. I've gone Sammy Walker. I've gone Sammy Walker halfback and I've taken Angus Crichton in the second row. They're just going to be, there's a million tries a game just between those two. Million times a game between those two. Warriors are in big froth and bubble. Warriors are in big fucking trouble, I reckon. No halves, going to struggle. And even though it's over in Auckland, their defence looks shocking in the trials. Absolutely shocking. No fucking grunt in the middle. Roosters 30-10, I reckon. Can someone write these down for me so I remember the scores I said? Broncos, Panthers. Broncos, Panthers. What about Nathan Cleary getting off? Had to get off. Everyone's shouting conspiracy theory. I don't think he hit him in the head. It didn't look like he hit him in the head. Everyone's blowing up about him getting off. I think it's funny as fuck that Ivan's the one that got him off. People that hate that. You want to make people hate you, do shit like that. Love it from the boys. Absolutely love it. I don't know about the Bronx, eh? I know I picked him in fourth, but I've got some doubts here now. Panthers, I'm going to go 16-8. 16-8. Panthers over the Broncos. That seems about right. 16-8 Panthers over the Broncos. Tits and the Sharks. Sharks are $1.34 and the Titans are $3.29. Oh, tell me we're not just... Little known fact, Ivan is a qualified barista. Fuck, don't get me started on baristas. How hard is it to make a good coffee? They were nearly in my Book of Feuds too. Actually, no, they will be. Don't worry about that. How can the Sharks be $1.34 and the Titans $3.29? Surely we're not looking at the Sharks putting 40 on Canberra in the trials and going, oh yeah, now they're sick. I know they're good. But if they're at $3.30, I'm getting on the Titans. Oh, it's a big upset in the tipping, Steve Leary, but I don't know if it's that. Might be a bit early for him. I do have to remind myself. My whole fucking plan, my whole prediction was that Titans struggle early, like Parra did last year, and then they come good at the end of the year. So, well, halfway through the season, I know they look good in the trials. Sharks look very fucking organised, so I'm going to go the Sharks. I'm going to go the Sharks. 24-22. 24-22 Sharks over the Titans. Manly and the Raiders at 4 Pines. Manly and the Raiders at 4 Pines. Oh, I'll tell you what, until we get Joey Walsh, $1.35 head to head is only 8.5 a line. The NRL app showing $3.29 on Sportsbet for the Titans. Manly Raiders. I'm going Raiders, baby. Got milk. And don't fucking come at me either. You're allowed to tip against your own team. We're tipping for money, mate. There's fucking money involved. This is a business transaction. You got to take your heart out of it. Like if I was you blokes, I wouldn't be tipping the fucking Knights all year if you want to win, but you will. I can't tip Manly. They've looked fucking woeful. Their halves are a struggle until they get the young blokes in. And here's another prediction for you. Fogarty's not the halfback in round 4. There's a prediction for you. I'll give you 2 predictions. Fogarty's not the halfback in round 4. And Seabold's gone by round 10. There's 2. Take it as done because my predictions have been so good so far. Raiders, I think everyone's underestimating the Raiders. That's why I think I got them in third, coming third. they'll be better than they were last year. They're minus a halfback, but as now everyone is starting to say the halfback lacks any creativity. They've got a bunch of creative players. All they need in halfback is someone who can point and kick essentially, and Ethan Sanders can do that. You got still got Ethan Strange and all those young blokes that they blooded last year who are only going to be better than milk. I think the Raiders might put a score on the Eagles. What are we going to go? 28, Raiders 28, Manly 12, 28-12. Raiders over Manly. Dolphins, Rabbits. Fuck. Dolphins, Rabbits. Well, let's talk about the Rabbitohs for a second. Everyone's carrying on about how good they looked in the trials. Please remember, it's only a trial. It did look fit. They're already hurt. So Brendan Smith's already torn his calf. He's gone for a couple of weeks. We haven't had our Nostradamus hasn't come to fruition yet, Steve Leary. Cody Walker hasn't torn a calf yet, but it's only around the corner. I think with South, you've got to get on them while they got their full starting side, minus Brandon Smith. I think you got to get on them, and then the minute they start getting hurt, you got to jump off real quick. I've said 100 times I don't see what everyone sees in the Dolphins. I think the Rabbitohs get the Dolphins. Rabbitohs get the Dolphins. Oh, you're going Dolphins 1-12. Yeah. Oh, look. Nah, Rabbitohs get the Dolphins 20-12, I reckon. The Dolphins defense is suspect, man. Dolphins defense is suspect. You know, it's funny, Steve Leary, after all that bagging, well, not bagging Cody Walker, but all our predictions of him losing 10 games this year with torn calves, I put him in my super coach team. I put him as my 5'8" in the super coach team because I think until he gets hurt, they'll probably carve up a little bit. So what have we done? We've done the Rabbits 20-12 over the Dolphins. I can't remember the score I said for the Raiders versus the Sea Eagles, but the Raiders are going to do the Sea Eagles. Rabbits, Raiders. Sharks over the Titans, but that's my heart wants to say Titans. So head over heart. Panthers over the Broncos. Roosters over the Warriors easy. And probably being a bit silly, but Eels over the Storm. What are we betting? What are the odds that Zach Lomax ends up playing for the Storm? I don't reckon he will. I reckon they're going to stay staunch on it. Para calling out the NRL during the week and subpoenaing them is huge. Huge call. They're fucking going hard, the Eels. Unbelievable. Second half is underway in Las Vegas. Canterbury 10, the Dragons 8. You get on the super coach, Steve Leary? So I'm a big music fan, right? Music and comedy. I reckon if you can make someone laugh or you can produce music, they're two of the greatest gifts that the world's ever been given. Me and Mrs. Sunday Sesh, our jam is concert. We fucking love concerts. We like fine dining, but give us a concert. And we made a rule. We made the mistake. Well, it wasn't really a mistake. And fantasy. Oh, I can't run both. They've got different scoring systems too, don't they? I'll come back to that in a second. But firstly, concerts. So me and Miss Sunday Sesh, we love our concerts. It's our jam. It's what makes us happy in life. We always have a fucking great time. We've got a rule. until we can no longer stand up, like physically, we have to be front and center. So it's always floor tickets. We're always early in. We're always right up the front. We had a couple of fucking, we had a couple of big years. It was like, was it 2 years ago? I saw Limp Bizkit twice, The Offspring, Smashing Pumpkins, all in the 1 year. I think we're in the mosh for all of them. We saw Blink 182 is my favourite band of all time. We saw them down in Melbourne in the same year. It was a big year for punk bands a couple of years ago. Went to Akadaka not that long ago. Went to Metallica not that long ago. Didn't get the floor seats for Gunners, but we're at the Gunners. Anyway, we rip in, and for the most part, my wife is fairly placid kind of uh, a girl until I piss her off. But mate, get her next to a mosh, she fires right up. She's absolutely giving it to him last night. So anyway, last night Hilltop Hoods, not exactly a moshing concert, but same thing, floor seats. Fucking good vibes for the Hoods, eh? They've been around for 100 years. I saw them live once when they opened up for Eminem. It must have been 5 or 6 years ago now. Eminem played in Sydney and they opened up for him, and it was a good vibe, but it was too big a concert. So last night was at Kudos Bank Arena. They fucking went off. Like they're not my favourite band by any stretch of the imagination, but the kids are into them, so we took everyone. So Isaac, the 14-year-old, coming. The last time we took him to a concert, he freaked out a little bit. It was an NF concert who I don't even know. I still don't know to this day who NF is, but he freaked out a little bit. But he's a little bit older this time. He had a fucking ball. Me and Mr. Sunday Sesh had a ball. The 18-year-old was there as well. Isaac hooked up with him. They had a fucking great time. But do yourself a favour, if you ever get the chance and just love a good night and a good show, like they put on a fucking great show. And I don't know how old those boys are in the Hilltop Hoods anymore, but they did not stop running, jumping, and dancing for an hour and a half. Like their calves, talk about Cody Walker's calves, mate. Their calves must be the strongest I've ever seen because they were literally jumping for an hour and a half. But you know what we managed to do? We managed to beat P1 at Homebush. That's where the story was going. P1 parking at Homebush has to be the best and worst car park all at the same time because it's fucking great when you go there and you park and you've only got to walk 5 meters to get to the stadium. But my God, is it a punish when you get out? I think our record has been trapped in there for about 2.5 hours after an event. We were trying to figure out last night which event it was. It might have been a State of Origin. I can't remember. But fuck that place when you're trying to get out. It adds another 2 hours to your night. But we somehow broke the system last night. I think we left. We sort of worked our way to the back just before the last song. They played Crosby Sweater, everyone went off, and we ducked out. And we pretty much, I think we were out of the car park in 15 minutes. It was a great day for rugby league. It was a great day for music fans everywhere. We were home before midnight. I got home before midnight. It was unbelievable. But do yourself a favour and see the Hoods. But the reason we had to set a rule, you brought up Foo Fighters, Steve Leary. We had to set the rule that we would never sit at a concert again. Remember during COVID, they were making people sit at concerts. We saw Imagine Dragons sitting down. I saw Elton John sitting down. Forget that. Don't ever go to an Elton John concert ever. That was a punish. My God. Good songs, but the worst show. Talk about a show. Elton John, absolutely terrible. Fooey's, we went and saw him, but Mrs. Sunday Sesh was pregnant, so we had to sit, and we made a rule that day we would never, ever, ever sit down for a concert again. If you are into music, how the fuck can you do a live concert sitting? All these people who buy the seats, I don't get it. I don't get it. If you just want to hear songs, stay at home and listen to your radio. You're going to a concert to actually feel it, to get involved, to jump around, to get sweaty. You can throw elbows and knees and not get in trouble. Limp Bizkit moshes were fucking hectic. And mate, don't worry, we held our own. Elbows and knees, and you don't get in any trouble and no one gets the shits because they're all throwing elbows and knees themselves. I'll tell you who is on the Book of fucking Feuds, though. People who push and get on the floor of a concert wait till fucking just before the main band's about to come on, or even when they're already on. They haven't been on the floor all night. They push through, they carry 8 fucking drinks with them, they spill them all over everybody, and then they find someone who's 4 foot tall and stop right in front of them and block the show for everybody. My missus is a lot shorter than me, and our fucking elbows and knees are constantly out so she can see the stage because of motherfuckers like that. I've been to some fucking great concerts though. So you go see the Feuds in Newey, Steve Leary? Feuds in Newey. That rhymes almost. They're going to tour another 100,000 times. Thing with the Feuds is it's never going to be their last time, is it? They fucking love it down here. They're always out. They're a good show. Speaking of fit fucking showman, Dave Grohl, for the amount of chemicals he's put through his body, he plays for a couple of hours non-stop too. Tomorrowland, I don't know if you're into electronic music, but there's a Tomorrowland coming in Melbourne later in the year. That's going to be fucking off its head. We're into that too. Let's go. Is there any music you can't cop? That's a good question. There's one fucking, there is one style of music I cannot cop. I used to hate techno and fucking dance music, right? But then when you work in nightclubs for enough, it sort of seeps into your soul and you love a bit of a beat. So, no longer hating techno or dance music in general. Tell you what, I can't fucking cop at all. Country music. Cannot cop country music. Couldn't pay me to fucking go to a concert. Couldn't pay me to put it on the fucking radio for any longer than 5 minutes. I don't know what it is about it, and I've tried. I have fucking tried to like country music. Like it can't be that bad, but I just can't do it. I cannot do it. I will listen to fucking Miley Cyrus before I'll listen to Luke Combs. Get that shit off my fucking radio. They all sing about the same shit. And I don't know what it is with everyone turning into cowboys at the moment, but for the last couple of years, fucking everyone thinks they're a cowboy now. Everyone's listening to country music, walking around with fucking Akubras and boots and going to rodeos. I think Yellowstone has a lot to answer for. Fucking Yellowstone comes out on TV, absolutely kills it. Great show. Everyone thinks they're a fucking cowboy all of a sudden. Unbelievable. The Fooey's are good, Steve Leary, though. Jelly Roll, come on. Jelly Roll, come on. Is that country? Jelly Roll's a wrestler now. Do yourself a favour. If you want fucking, I don't know how immature you blokes are, but me, very immature and love me wrestling, always have. Not so much into it anymore, but now the 10-year-old daughter's right into the WWE, so I'm back. And they've put a doco on Netflix called Unreal. Fucking watch it. Behind the scenes, they don't fucking pretend that it's anything real. They actually show you how they fake some of the shit. Fucking great doco. Great doco. And it gets to reattach our, I'm old school Undertaker. Old school Undertaker is my favourite wrestler of all time. Back when he used to come out with Paul Bearer, Tombstone pile drivers, choke slam, Undertaker, all the fucking way. Who else you got in your music? Who else you got in your music with Steve? Blink's my favourite. Anything 90s, 2000 sort of punk and pop punk and indie punk, like sort of fucking skater music, that's you're pretty much going to find me there. Offspring, huge influence on me when I was a young kid. Blink, huge influence on me when I was a young kid. Um, Green Day, not so much, but rate them. I was listening to Rancid yesterday. Fuck, they're good and underrated. Sum 41, fucking all that shit gets me going red hot. Still does. Tell you who else I can't cop actually, but this is one Stone Cold Steve Austin. Stone Cold, let's go. He was good. Still giving the Undertaker. The problem is with the Undertaker that disappointed me. They tried to reinvent him too many times. Like when he was the American badass or whatever, they turned him into a bikie. Yeah, yeah, good shout. Lincoln Park. They're coming out. Is it Lincoln Park? When are they? They're next month or next week. Lincoln Park are coming out with a new lead singer. They got a chick singing for them now. But the Undertaker, they turned him into a fucking bikie for a while. His casket matches with Yokozuna were fucking. You Google Undertaker versus Yokozuna and casket matches. There was three of them. That was fucking prime. That was prime WWE. I think it was called WWF back then, though, until the fucking Worldwide Fund for Nature sued them. That was prime Undertaker. I don't really get the the superstars in WWE now much more vanilla. Like it's a bit fucking. I can't get right into it like I used to. Bit more PC. We used to have fuck it, mate. It used to be bad, didn't it? You couldn't run half the shit they used to run the WWE now. My goodness. The chicks are mental though. The chicks are fucking crazy athletes doing that stuff now. They fucking hurt themselves too. They rip riding. Yeah, Kane. Kane, his brother, Undertaker's brother. So you had to be either Kane or the Undertaker. Maybe that just shows where I was at as a fucking kid. You had to be on Kane or the Undertaker. Look at it be. How old are you, Steve? Are we the same generation? 14, 8 dogs. So let's do a bit of Book of Feud, shall we? Oh, hang on. Burton's going to score. I got two. Now, one's fairly fucking obvious, but, and the other, maybe not so obvious, but I've only worked out during the week how fucking much it pisses me off. Let's start with a less obvious one. Fucking coffee shops. 41, yeah, all we're the same fucking generation, brother. I got you covered. 43, but I'd still beat you over 100. No, actually, I wouldn't. I couldn't do 100. I fucking beat you over 20, though. I'm fucking quick over 20 meters. Real quick over 20 meters. I've dropped 21 kilos now, too. So I'll be back to, I'm nearly back to fucking playing weight. I'm nearly back to playing weight. So anyway, the Book of Feuds, fucking coffee shops. If you call yourself a coffee shop, you've only got one fucking job, or even if you call yourself a cafe, let's be honest. What do most people go to a cafe for first? What's the first thing they go to a cafe for? Fucking coffee, right? If you're a cafe or a coffee shop and you sell shit coffee, then what the fuck are you doing? What the actual fuck are you doing? How hard is it to make a coffee? You fucking heat up some milk, the machine fucking proportions the coffee for you. And I listen, I'm not talking proper, I'll qualify this. I'm not talking proper fucking coffee connoisseur here. 6, 7, 150 kilos. I got him. Got him covered. Yeah, well, I'd do you over 20. Yeah, probably built for speed too, though. 6'7" and 150 kilos. You fair income? Fuck me. Don't ever pick a fight with Steve Leary. It's my son. I got an 18-year-old. He'd be 6'7" now, 6'6", 6'7". He's 145 keg, so I know what we're talking. Big boy. Love a mocha. Mate, listen, I don't even have a fucking real coffee. I have a caramel latte, right? I have a caramel fucking latte. Very fucking easy to make. So, yeah, that's where I was going. Not a fucking coffee aficionado, not into like I can't tell you. I can tell you fucking where a Chardonnay's from the minute I touch it. I can't do that with coffee. I'm not that big a fucking coffee fiend, right? And you don't have to be. If you are that big a coffee fiend, you're in fucking trouble around where I live because you can't even get a decent coffee, let alone any of the special stuff. Been to specialty places over in Singapore and that where they have like 150 different types of coffee and a whole fucking description about where their coffee's from and who mined it and who grew the beans. Don't give a fuck, right? But in the fucking morning, all I want is a caramel latte. All I want is a fucking caramel latte. All I wanted is hot, not too hot to fucking drink, not too hot to carry, but fucking hot. Social coffee's not meant to be a fucking 30-second skull, is it? All right. You want it to last you, I don't know, 15, 20 minutes, half an hour if you're really taking your time. All I want to do in the morning is go to the cafe next to work, get me coffee and have it be able to fucking be on my desk for the next 20 minutes without having to worry about it going cold. How fucking hard is it? The amount of shit coffees I've had lately, and I'm definitely not going to name names here, but depending on what staff members on, and I'm talking franchises, like I will name, like Macca's, fucking Macca's. I got served the other day. I can't remember what fucking Macca's I was at now. It was fucking cold to the touch. And they knew it was cold and they still fucking put it out the window to me. But my main point is, and what I'm feuding with is if you fucking call yourself a cafe or a coffee and you can't provide a decent fucking coffee, then what are you doing? It's your only job. And you have a fucking machine that does it for you. My first job was making coffees at the Twin Servo on the freeway. They had a chart. If it's cappuccino, put the froth on it. If it's a latte, don't put the froth on it. Heat the fucking milk up, press a button on the machine. How hard is it? Coffee shops in inverted commas that can't make a good coffee. And listen, I know, I just mean overall, like subjectively. There's where I live, there's 3 places you can get coffee. And the one that's actually supposed to be a coffee shop, I don't rate their coffee, but I don't rate the brand they've chosen to use as a bean. That's a bit of a different story. But the fucking shops that can't actually produce a well-made coffee, regardless of the flavour of it, do my fucking head in. We're feuding. I'm over it. You can't charge fucking $6 for a coffee and it be shit. If we were $1 coffees, you go to the servo, right? If you're paying $1 for a servo coffee, you're not complaining, are you? $1 servo coffee, definitely not complaining. But fucking paying, like if I want a medium caramel latte at the cafe next to work, $6.10. Macca's, I think for a large at Macca's now, $7. And you want to fucking serve it to me cold? So we're feuding with people who make shit coffee. You know who else we're fucking feuding with? Meteorologists. I'm 100% feuding with meteorologists. I've had enough. I said this about referees last fucking week or the week before. But meteorologists take the cake for the people who can be so fucking wrong at their job and still get a job and still get paid way more probably than I'll ever get paid. The weather apps, we're feuding with them too. So this morning, I get up. So it's raining all day yesterday. I check my phone. I check 2 different sites, the bomb, and I check the Apple weather app. It says tomorrow, cloudy, 24 degrees, no rain. I get up. I live about 25 minutes from the golf course. They're very different suburbs. So just because it's raining in one area doesn't mean it's necessarily going to be raining in the other area. So I get up, it's raining at my house, fucking pissing down, absolutely pissing down. Check the weather app. Not raining at Wyong. Not going to rain all day. But mind you, Weather App also says not raining in Carryong. I'm pretty sure that fucking clear liquid falling out of the sky is rain. I get on the freeway. I can barely see where I'm going. Absolutely flogging down, flogging down. And I'm like, nah, surely we're going to get to Wong. There's not going to be any rain. Everywhere has said it's not raining. Get to the golf course, fucking flogging down. I stand there with my phone out, getting wet, and it says no rain, 0% chance of rain. What the fuck are we actually doing? I get not being able to predict it. I think it's dumb that you fucking say in 4 days' time there's going to be 100 mils of rain. It's 4 days away. Give me a fucking break. I don't think you can't hold it against people for not being able to predict the weather 6 months in advance. But for a fucking weather app to be getting fucking wet on the phone because of all the rain falling out of the sky and for it to say it's not raining is criminal. We should all get our money back from wherever the fuck they're getting paid. I got flogged on today. Absolutely flogged on. My clubs are wet. Everything's fucking wet because once you're there, like I don't even think I could have pulled out once I was there because then the fucking club gets the shits with you for not cancelling early enough. So you're pretty much locked in. There was a few people out and then we play a couple of holes and it was dry-ish and then fucking flogged down again. Oh, Burton. Come on, dogs. They're well behind the 327 that I said. So I'm 100% feuding with the fucking weather app. And no, my son doesn't want a job. He literally just started a uni degree so he didn't have to get one, I reckon. I did that though. My parents wanted me to leave school when I was in year 10 because they could see it wasn't going anywhere and I did not want to get a job. So I told them I'd buckle down and work really hard for my HSC so I could stay in school and not get a job. Poor bastards. God, I cost my parents some money. I was meant to be a footy player. I was meant to be a footy player. I didn't need a job because I was going to be a footy player. Oh, fuck me. Two dodgy ankles and a shitload of marijuana put pay to that. What people don't realise about young blokes coming up through, I don't know if it's changed now. I'm not around it enough, but especially when I was coming up through between the age of, I used to say 16 and 19, but let's say 15 and 19. I reckon if they did a survey on where all the best kids, the best players as kids fall off or disappear into the wilderness, it'd be between the ages of 15 and 19. And you only got to think about what starts to happen around 15-year-old boys to work out why they drop off. So you don't just have to be a good footy player. You don't have to just be one of the best footy players. You don't have to be a great trainer. You don't have to just be fit. You don't have to be strong. You don't have to do all that training. On top of all of that, you've got to survive grog, drugs, and women. Grog, drugs, and women have taken many, many, many a brilliant footballer, and then obviously not just footballers, it'd be sports people in general, and absolutely ruin them because then by the time you're 19, 20, it's too late. If you're not already well entrenched in a system by, say, 19, I debuted in first grade at 19, but it was already too late. Grog, drugs, women. So, and I played next to a bloke who went on to play 330 NRL games, who shall remain nameless. You know what the difference was? He was a good player. Let's call it what it is. He was a fucking good player because you can't pay any NRL games unless you're a good player. But was he the best player that we ever played with? Was he the best player amongst our junior group while we were coming up? No. No, he was good, but wasn't the best. But you know what he didn't do that the rest of us fucking did? Grog, women, drugs. 330 NRL games later. Thanks for coming. It's a big challenge for young kids. Big challenge for young kids. You've really got to have good people around them. What have we got here? Oh, Burton's hurt. Hip drop. Oh, has he done a knee? Burton might have just done a knee. Or was he playing for a high shot? He can't have been playing for a high shot. Oh, go. Who's they look light on in the front row, don't they? The dogs. Doggies look real light on in the front row. So let's go back to Super Coach Steve Leary if you're still there. Who have you gone halfback? So I'll give you my team. I come top 5,000 last year. Those who don't know Supercoach might go, oh, fucking whoop-de-doo, but top 5,000 out of fucking 150,000 people will take it. It weren't bad. Won all my comps. So I got Marnie and Hooker from the Cowboys. I've got Haas and Fanua Blake starting front row. I've got Tino, Crichton and David Fafita in the back row. I think Crichton's going to have a field day running off Sammy Walker. Tino's going to punch out 70 or 80 every week. Fafita, I don't know, but he's too cheap to ignore. And because so many other people have got him, if you don't have him and he goes big, you're fucking behind straight away. Sammy Walker's my starting half. Cody Walker's the Walker brothers. Should change my team name to the Walker brothers. Sam Walker halfback, Cody Walker 5'8". And the centres, I've got Nawanga Tinitawase. Sorry to do a blocker job of it. Sarko at the moment. Jermaine Sarko from the Dolphins on the wing. Cobbo from the Dolphins in the centres. Tom Chester from the Cowboys started today. I had him in my starting side. So if anything, I'm a bit light on in the centres. I might be too Dolphins heavy there too. I was just looking for value. Don't know about Cobbo, but Cobbo was cheap. I think Nwanga Nitawase is a fucking superstar. I got in on him early last year before he started going off, and everyone caught onto him. Oh, I've said Connor Tracy's not real good. He's just fucking tore him up. Go, son. Fucking Connor Tracy's just carved him up. You got Katoa in the halves. Interesting. Just don't know if I think the Dolphins, you can go the wingers. You can probably go Herbie. A lot of people are going Herbie. He's very fucking expensive, though. I think I'm going to have to fix my centres before the next week. I've got Drinky at fullback. That didn't go very well for me. He's finished on 23 points. I've got Teddy as my flex. So my fullbacks are Teddy Drinkwater and Keanu Kinney. But I'm undecided on Keanu Kinney. A lot of this stuff may change by round one proper starts next week. Then the bench, me hooker is Lulu from the Roosters, because Reece Robson's hurt himself and that kid's supposed to get the start for a couple of weeks. I got Flegler and Paseka as my reserve front rowers. I think Flegler's going to have a big year, so I've got too many Dolphins, I reckon. I got Jesse Calhoun in the second row from the Sharks, Lasada from the Storm, and Cooper Bye from the Titans. So my starting second row is fucking gun. My backup's not so much. My backup halfback at the moment is Ethan Sanders. My backup 5'8" is Jonah Pezzett. My backup centre wingers are Makasini, Femanai from Titans, and oh fuck, I didn't play him. Setu too, who's playing for the Dragons today. I didn't play him. He's had 59 points. I won't pick a fucking Dragons player. I don't care. Everyone's on Couchman and all that stuff. I only picked Setu too because he was $200,000 and starting, but he's had 59 points already. And then I already said Kinney's my reserve fullback at the moment. But he's got, I don't know about Keanu Kinney, he's got like 43% ownership or some shit. I don't understand it. There's better fucking fullbacks out there. I just needed the money. So I've got 49,000 left. I've got $49,500 left. So I'll be able to upgrade, I reckon, a couple of those before lockout starts. Before lockout proper. I don't think I could handle doing fantasy as well. Who's your week one captain? Steve Leary. I'd Pezzy for value, but I hope he fucking. I got coach. I was coached by Pezzy's old man, so I got a bit of a soft spot for the family. But I hope he goes all right because he fucking looked good whenever he played for the Storm. I hope it's not just he was good because he was on the Storm thing. He should be good for a few points. Pez. If Mitchell Moses gets hurt, which he invariably does, Pezzy becomes the main guy. Then you got real value. We also don't know. Yeah, Huddy. I had Hudson Young. He's one of the guys I have every single year. It was just when I started playing around with the cash, I could fit a couple more people in. He's very expensive at the moment, Huddy. Love the guy. He's very expensive. I reckon he'll drop a little bit because he doesn't have the. So I may reconsider that because what I was about to say is because where does Strange play? Strange plays on the left. I was about to say because he doesn't have a halfback to run off anymore. I'm not sure, but he most of Hudson Young's points come from shit he does himself off the cuff. Chasing kicks through, scores a lot of tries off kicks and things like that. But would you go, fuck, who do I swap him for? I think you got to have Tino, right? You got to have Tino because he's guaranteed points, guaranteed big points. He might go even bigger this year, Tino, because of the team's going a bit better. So to be Crichton or Fafita, I'd have to get rid of to put Hudson Young in. I got on him last year early. I got on him and he went on. He did 3 or 4 100-pointers in a row. Just after I got on him, Hudson Young, and then everyone went, "Oh, you got to get on Hudson Young." It's very fucking funny too. I was actually going to, yeah, let's talk Super Coach for a second. So there's a lot of podcasts and a lot of creators doing some really good stuff with all the Super Coach and all the fantasy. I watch it, but I've stopped listening to them. You've got to, you know what's the funniest part about it? They spend all fucking off season and they got all the spreadsheets in the world, and then the teams get named and they got to wipe their fucking spreadsheets clean. You know what they're good for listening for? They're good for all the intricacies in the rules. Like I wouldn't understand how changing the stats providers changed some of the scoring this year and what effect it's going to have on players. But as far as pick this player, pick that player, get your team set, all that bullshit, every fucking year I pick my team 2 days before the fucking first game because until 2 days before the first game, you don't know who's playing. You haven't had a chance to watch any of the trials. You don't know who's looking good. You don't know who's likely to be where. I've shouted him out on this fucking podcast before, but my barber, he loves his super coach and we have great fucking chats about it. I went and had a haircut the other day. He spent all fucking off season planning and then I go, how's your team looking? He goes, oh, I wiped it. He wiped his fucking team clean and had to start all over again. Very fucking funny. Very funny. And the worst, he's the one who got me into listening to some of the podcasts on shit. The worst year I ever did in Supercoach, I was listening to podcasts about it. Because you start not to trust yourself. Watch fucking footy, see who's going good, pick them. You don't have to be a rocket scientist. Get too wrapped up in spreadsheets and stats and fucking left foot, right foot. They go right into it, the guys. God love them. Good on them. I don't have that attention to detail. Good on them. But I can watch a fucking game of football and go, this guy's going all right or this guy's not. And you find when you just do that, you're fucking laughing. Save making sure, you get your captains and your loops and your flexes right. That's probably the most technical stuff you need to know. So is that you? You've captained Hudson Young, Steve? And if it is, I'm taking it as a direct fucking attack on me because they're playing Manly. Oh, fuck. It's 14 all. I'll tell you what, listening to this, and I've listened to 2 games of it now. Matty Johns, great on TV. He's a great, great on his TV shows. He's great. I think when he's had time to think about different parts of the game, but not real good as a commentator. Not real. He doesn't expand on his thoughts enough. He just stopped mid sentence. Those last 2 plays and then didn't speak again. And I've heard it a few times from him over the last couple of hours. Maybe it is because he's had 9 trillion schooners over the week they've been in Vegas and his voice is cooked. But don't know if he's meant for TV commentary. You've captained Hudson Young against my fucking Manly Seagulls. Well, fuck you, Steve Leary. That's a big call. That's a big captain call. But then what do I know? I was going to, that was forward. That was a fucking mile forward. He didn't have to throw that. It was a third tackle. What's he doing? Why do you throw that ball? Have you got Payne Haas, Steve? If you got Payne Haas, you can't captain Hudson Young. You've got to captain Payne. It's on the fucking third tackle. They've butchered this, the dogs. Absolutely butchered it. And then he throws that. Was that even forward? Fucking dumb. Fuck, if the Dragons win this, I quit. You know what? If the Dragons are going to win, I hope it's Kyle Flanagan kicks a fucking field goal. Don't let it be Gutho. Don't let it be Gutho for fucking God's sake. Steve, I know they'll give it to Val, but fucking Kyle Flanagan, That'd be good to stick it up everyone who says Kyle Flanagan's a bum because I rate him. No Payne Haas. That's interesting. Who's in your front row? 43 seconds. Oh, Val. I didn't fucking take Carraz too. Oh, go. Oh, go. Oh, oh, I dropped it. Oh, fuck. Fuck. There's going to be a penalty here. Be a penalty. Be a penalty. What was the challenge for? They had to challenge. This will be another game. Like if the Dragons win, I'm going to be filthy, and Flanagan will carry on like a good set. Tino and Kalal Matangi. Yeah, okay. Sounds like we got very different teams. One of my mates sent me his teams before, Steve O, and it fucking was identical to mine. Funnily enough, after I'd sent him mine. Not much imagination there. Too big a coincidence. See, I don't reckon the Dogs. Yeah, what do I have the Dogs coming? I think I had the Dogs coming fifth. They'll be lucky to do that. They should have fucking smashed St George. They should have smashed them. Now, God forbid St George lose this by 1 or 2 points because then all fucking Flanagan's going to say is, oh, look, we were close again and it's just another one of those games, we're close. You're a fucking grub, mate. Dogs are all over him, though. I just, fuck. How good is it the footy's back? Who wins from here, Steve? I have a very bad feeling the Dragons are going to win this. So we're going into Golden Point in Las Vegas. It's 14 all, Dogs and the Dragons. It's not looking good from a 397 point win to the Dogs. I definitely didn't underestimate the Dragons. They're fucking garbage, but I may have overestimated Canterbury. Fuck off, Gutho. Rub, mate. Rub. I don't know how people have voted Bossy the second worst commentator behind Blocker. I think Kevy may have overtaken him now. Kevy's been getting a lot of votes, but I don't think it's even close. Like I've got Bossy at the other end. He's one of the better ones. Oh, Steve Leary's thinking Dragons too. I don't want it, Steve. I don't fucking want that. I did say I left out all the fucking, in my thinking, I left out all the Channel 9 commentators. That's because I don't watch it. But there is no way Vossi is the worst fucking footy commentator. None. No chance. Dan Ganane was on the earlier game. He was fucking brilliant too. People were voting for him. I think we've learned Matty Johns is go. Matty Johns is good at hosting shows. Maybe not this. Gibbsy's texting me. Dogs stink. Yeah. Just got a fucking text from Gibbs. The dogs stink. Yeah, not good. Gherkin boy. Get up, Gutho, you fuckwit. Come on, doggies. Come on, doggies. Oh, this is not good. Yeah, I got them rated the same. No, but you've got. Oh no, you don't like Warren Smith. I was going to say you have Warren Smith number one, Steve. He's number one bad. Gibbsy's just text the risk this ends for is a draw is bad for the game. Yeah, you don't want to draw in fucking Vegas. That's a good shout. You don't want to draw in fucking Vegas. You reckon Peter Volandis is on the blower going, slow the clock down. We'll run this, change the rules. We'll run it till we sell it. Hit it. Hit it. Oh, charge down. Oh, no. Knock on. Fucking hell. Come on, man. Unbelievable. People were into Cooper Cronk copped a lot of votes too, Steve, which he's not that bad. He's not fucking brilliant, but he's not that bad. He's a bit monotone sometimes, but he's fired up right now. You can't blame him. I think people hate anything that comes from Melbourne because Billy Slater was copping it, Cameron Smith was copping it as being hopeless too. So people just hate Melbourne and all power to them. We love anyone who hates Melbourne. Friends of the podcast, anyone who hates Melbourne. Fuck, here we go. No, it was Flanagan. They give it to Flanagan to have a crack. All right, Flanagan's not allowed to try and kick any more field goals. You know what's going to happen? Dragons are going to win. Gutho's going to kick the fucking field goal. Don't let him do it. Don't let him do it. Oh, Flano. No, it was Atkinson. Wasn't Flanagan. He's going to do it. Short. Short. Fuck. He's had two fucking clean shots. Granted, the first one was from halfway. Oh, fuck, there's a lot of spare seats in the crowd. I've only just realised. Where's the crowd gone? I thought there was 50,000 there. I haven't been paying any attention to the crowd, Steve. Have you noticed? Has it been empty the whole fucking time? Unbelievable. So it's 14 all, second point of second period of golden point. What happens if it's going to be bad for Vegas if he sends in a draw? I want to know where the rest of the crowd's gone. Oh, we got a new graphic. We got a new graphic. The Red Bull Momentum Tracker. That's new this year. Love a good graphic. Who comes up with that shit? Oh, come on, man. Needs a big kick. Needs a big kick. I just don't know. I don't know. That's where the doggies are lacking, eh? They don't have a fucking huge game breaker. Can I have a controversial take? Controversial take. Stephen Crichton, right? Obviously looks like a good leader, technically brilliant in fucking defence, solid as a rock. Is he as good as everyone says he is? He's not going to fucking run 100 metres and score a try for you, is he? He's not going to break the game wide open. I know he took a very good intercept in State of Origin, but that's what I mean. Defensively, fucking brilliant. And you want him out there, but is he worth the millions and millions of dollars that are chewing up your salary cap? They need a fucking fullback. Here he goes. See, Dogs need a fullback. And especially last year, hopefully, ankle gone. He was in bad form last year, Stephen Crichton. And when he's in bad form, makes a lot of dumb mistakes, bad passes, passes at the wrong time, drop balls. He's got a fair fucking few mistakes in him. And as someone pointed out, Steve Leary pointed out earlier, he's got a fucking fair bit of grub in him too. Come on, man. Oh, this is going to be a draw. It's going to be a draw. Both useless. It's going to be a draw. Come on, man. It's going to go from halfway again. Oh, fuck. He's hit that well. 7 tackles set. This is it. Dogs do it here. They got no front rowers either, the Dogs. So front rowers and a fullback they need. Oh, he's fucking dropped it. As if you're raking it. You got to challenge that. I'll tell you what, I think you're a bit in front of me, Steve Leary, but I'll say this. If Burton kicks a penalty goal from 52 out, he gets an NFL contract straight away. He kicks a penalty goal from 52 out, penalty goal, NFL contract straight away. They've all been watching him. Oh, if all the bullshit's to believe. No, he's kicking it out, not going for it. Oh, who the fuck's giving a stripping penalty away on halfway during Golden Point? What a fucking idiot. The Dragons deserve that. It's got to be now. Got to go now. It's got to go now. Done it. Done it. Was that the bloke I just said not that good? Fuck. Yeah, well, you should host a podcast then, Steve, because I'm 1 from 2 and I just said Crichton, maybe not that good, and he kicks a fucking field goal. How good am I going? I think we'll be burying that clip, never to be seen again. Fuck. Oh, well, good news. Dragons didn't win. Wooden Spoon is still alive. Bad news, they only lost by a point. So Flanagan's going to come out and say, oh, we were right in it and just unlucky. If they do that shit all year, they won't sack him again, which will be very disappointing. Look at this. Ah, controversial take, horrible take. Is he worth the millions? I go, nah. Look at this. Boom. Fucking idiot. Well done. All right. Well, thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining Steve Leary. Thanks for joining in, Steve Gibbs. We'll be back on again next week. Hopefully, there's been a bit more news during the week, so a little bit more to talk about. A little bit late to get here today, which is why there probably wasn't as many topics on the table, but been fun as always. Good luck with your super coach. Good luck with your footy tipping. Clearly don't listen to me. Those that are listening later on, you'll get us on Apple and you'll get us on Spotify. And catch you later, Steve Leary. See you next week. Peace out.